Hey, welcome back to the channel where we talk about consulting, contracting, freelancing. Okay. Today, I want to talk about proposals, in particular, the 5 things that you should have in your proposal. Now, this is really meant for those of you who are running a consulting organization where you are doing project-based work. Now, if you are running a consulting organization, most likely you will need to write proposals to get new work. It's just the process that you have to go through. Now, by consulting, again, I mean project-based work. Though some contracting work also needs this. Not the individual contractors. Individual contractors typically get their work more through a job interview process, much more like your typical job process. But if you're running something like a staffing solution or technical solutions, most often you'll have to have some sort of proposal as well. So this would be applicable to you as well in that situation. Okay. Now I have run consulting organizations and I have written hundreds of proposals, hundreds of them. In my last role, I more than doubled the win rate for the project-based work over 2 years by following these principles. And you can do that too. You can increase your win rate. The advantage for you is if you win a higher percentage of the work you bid on, you have to do less work on the proposals, and you will make more money in your consulting business over time. It doesn't mean you will win every time, but you will win at a higher rate. And that's the key. This is not a quick, rich scheme. This is something that's going to take time, but it is reproducible and consistent. Okay. Now, stick to the end of this video for a bonus tip. Plus, I'm also going to give you a free proposal checklist just for asking. It's a 5-page checklist. Okay. Before we start, please subscribe. It really helps us to grow the channel and provide more content like this. Okay. Now, let's get to it. The 5 things to have in your proposal. Number 1, give the customer what they ask for, not what you think they should have asked for. I have seen this many times. You misunderstand what they ask for, or the customer specifically asks for something, and you say stuff, well, that's fine, but this is actually better for them. Well, it may be better, but that's not what they asked for. Give them what they asked for. I find it so much easier to sell people on services when you're selling specifically what they ask for, right? And then over time, you can figure out what they should have asked for, and you can get that in there too. You can sort of grow the business that way. I like to start small and grow it big. Okay. Number 2 is very similar to that. Give the customer what they want, not what you want to do. Especially as technical consultants, there's some things we just love doing, and we're going to make everything that the customer asks for fit into what we love to do. It's natural. I've done this too. It's common, but we don't want to fall into that gap. It doesn't mean you don't put that in your proposal as an optional service or optional deliverables, but make sure that what the customer is asking for is what you've got covered first. And then the other stuff is optional. They can add it later. I wouldn't even put a pricing on the optional stuff now. Let them come to you at a later date and talk about it. Just price the non-optional work to begin with. I like to call this the camel nose under the tent strategy. Get them small and grow it. Okay. Number 3. Provide methodology on how you're going to get the results that they want. Describe what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Why what you're doing is a reproducible methodology that's going to guarantee results. They don't want to be guessing as to whether they're going to get what they're paying for. They actually want to get something real and something valuable, and make sure that that is what they're getting right at the very beginning. Okay, now, don't put too much methodology in so that they could do it themselves. So there's a fine line there. You want to describe it in such a way that they feel comfortable with it. but not so much that they can reproduce it or do it, because you're the expert. That's why they're paying you. Um, so be careful with that. It is a fine line, and sometimes you have to go back and forth a little bit, but be careful with that. Okay, number 4, timelines. Make sure that the timelines are realistic and can be done with high quality work. You want always high quality work, there's no doubt about it, but you want the timelines to be realistic. If the customers are asking for too overly aggressive timelines, you can describe why that can't be done, lay out the reasons and the details of the steps that have to be done in the timeline. That putting the detailed timelines, I found, usually helps facilitate those conversations. But sometimes they'll still ask for aggressive timelines, and make sure you can do it. I one time had a customer asking for a project to be done in 2 months, and this type of project usually would take 6 months, 9 months. Well, I figured out how to do it in 2 months by bringing on additional resources, and the customer was very happy to do it. I had to increase the price. It's just more people, more things could go wrong. You have to increase your price. Customers happy with that. They made that trade-off. It was good for them. But make sure that they understand that when you're pushing things forward and that you've thought through the process to ensure that you can actually achieve it. Okay. Tip number 5, deliverables. Put in the specifics of what you are going to deliver. Is it going to be a PDF of what? Is it going to be a PowerPoint of what? What should they expect? And when should they expect it? You've already got the timelines, but what is it that they're actually going to get? And make sure that that is exactly what they get in the end. So you don't want any questions about that. You don't want them coming back later and saying, well, I really thought you were going to deliver this and you only deliver that. It's like, well, no, it's right there in the proposal. It's exactly what I'm going to deliver. You can even put in shells that we're going to deliver, for instance, and that's very helpful. Okay, now I promised you a bonus tip, so here it is. Make sure in your proposal that you have an expiration date for that proposal. You don't want the proposal to be valid forever. There are customers that will take advantage of that. They will take a look at your proposal. Oh, this is good forever. I'm going to ask 20 other consultants and see if they can give me something better. If they find someone off the go, you'll never hear from them again. You want to put a limit on this. Give a sense of urgency. They need to work with you sooner rather than later. You can even put in a discount if they start working the next week or sign a contract to start next week. But you want that limit on there. You don't know what's going to happen. If 2 months from now, maybe your prices of your services go up and you have to pass that along to your customers. You have inflation happening. The competitive environment may change, and so your proposal may not be valid anymore. You may have new methodologies for doing things. So make sure that there is an expiration date on it. Okay, now to get your free checklist right here, 5-page checklist, go to TimeCatchApp's contact page. You can see it right here, and fill in the information. You fill in your name, your email, and then in the details, put in the free proposal checklist. If you do that, I will email you back a PDF with a checklist, which you can then modify and make it your own to ensure that your proposals are going out consistently, that they have all the information you need in them, and that they're high quality. And if you want a full proposal template, sign up for a free account at TimeCatchApp. Hey, look forward to talking with you on my next video.